A very good day, everyone. I'm Divashni Sarvanan. My metric number is 01DDT22F1016. Today, I will be presenting about problem-based task for CIR. These are my group mates, Varchana and Varsha. These problem based tasks are based on two problems. The first problem will be as a security analyst of a medium sized company, we are required to do a research on a research paper regarding to ransomware attack on our organization. So through this research paper, we have found multiple assets and its vulnerability and the threats it faced, and we implemented the control measures. The first and main asset will be data and information. The priority is high. So in the threats, the high chances of the threats is ransomware attack, unauthorized access attempt, and data breach due to phishing attack. Next, insider threat is medium. Next, let's see the vulnerability. In vulnerability, ransomware attack might happen due to weak encryption method for sensitive data. This is the high chances. Let's see the medium chances. In medium chances, due to data breach, it can be because of lack of control. Next, let's see the low chances. The low chances is because of lack of training or inadequate data backup procedure. So we have four controls. First is implement strong encryption protocols and force strict access control. Next is conduct regular employee training on security awareness. Third, strengthen the network security within the firewall and intrusion detection system. And fourth will be regular data backup and recovery procedure. The second asset will be IT system. The priority is high. So the threat it faced was malware infection, software vulnerability, and the chances are high. The medium chances is DDoS attack, and the low chances will be hardware failure. So the vulnerabilities in this is outdated software, which is high, and lack of patch management is a medium chance. And the next vulnerability will be insufficient backup procedure, which is medium, which can be happen due to software vulnerabilities. Next, inadequate disaster recovery plan chances are low, which can happen due to hardware failure. So, there are four controls: keep software updated regularly, implement a robust patch management system, ensure regular backup of a critical data, and we can develop and test a comprehensive disaster recovery plan. So, that's all from me for problem one.
Thank you, Divashni. So I'm going to continue with the third asset, which is IT or security professional. So the level of risk for this asset is high. So the phishing attacks threat has the highest level of risk, and the vulnerability is lack of security awareness, and it also has a high level of risk. For the medium level of risk, there are three threats, which is social engineering, employee errors, and workplace distraction. And for the vulnerability, weak authentication method, it has medium level of risk, and inadequate email filtering. It also has a medium level of risk. And last one is poor workplace ergonomics. It has a low level of risk. So the priority level for this asset is high, and we also implemented four controls. The first one is conduct regular security awareness training. Second is implement multi-factor authentication. Third, enhance email filtering mechanism. And the last one is improve workplace ergonomics to reduce the distraction. The fourth one is financial asset. So the level of risk for this financial asset is high. So the first threat is fraudulent activities. It has high level of risk, and the vulnerability also high, which is weak financial controls. And the second one is theft of financial asset. Unauthorized transition has the medium level of risk. So the vulnerability for the theft of financial asset is lack of segregation of duties. The level of risk is high. An inadequate fraud detection mechanism for unauthorized transaction threat also has medium level of risk. The last one is financial errors due to human mistake threat. The level of risk is low and the vulnerability for that threat is insufficient transaction monitoring, and it has the medium level of risk. So the priority level for this asset is high. So we also implemented for control for this asset, which is strengthen financial control procedures, implement segregation of duties principles, enhance fraud detection mechanism, and improve transaction monitoring system. So let's continue with the fifth asset, which is intellectual property, which has the high level of risk. So the threat is intellectual property theft, which is high level of risk. And the vulnerability for that threat is weak data in encryption, and it has the high level of risk. And for medium level of risk, there are three threats, which is espionage and data leakage, unauthorized sharing. So these three threats has the medium level of risk. So the vulnerability is inadequate data protection. The level of risk is high. Lack of access control, medium level of risk, and human error also has medium level of risk. So the level for this intellectual property asset is high. So we there are four controls for this intellectual property asset. The first one is implement encryption for sensitive intellectual property. Second, implement data loss prevention, which is DLP solution. Third, conduct regular security assessment and penetration testing. The fourth one is establish a strict data access control and monitoring.
Thank you, Vachina. So my name is Vashanari, daughter of Tyagarajan Naidu. My number metric is 01D22F1030. So I'll be presenting the six assets of the organization, which is backup and recovery system. It has a high risk level. The first threat of it is ransomware attacks. So it has a high risk. So its vulnerability is due to lack of offsite backups. It also has a high risk status, so its priority is also high. The way to control is we have to implement offsite backup storage for redundancy. So the second one of the threat is data corruption. It has a medium level of risk. This is due to the insufficient of backup frequency, which has a medium level of risk. Its priority is also high. The way to control it to regularly test the backup and recovery procedures. The third threat is insider threat. It has a high risk of level, and then the vulnerability of it is due to inadequate encryption of backup, which is high status. So we can control it by implementing versionary and integrity checks for backups. The fourth one is unauthorized access, which has a medium level of risk. This is due to the poor access control to backup system, which has a medium level status of risk. We can control it by ensuring that the backup system are isolated from the production environment. Next is the seventh asset of the organization, which is customer database. So it has a medium level of risk. The first type of it is ransomware attacks, which has a high status. This is due to weak network security of the organization, which has a high level of risk. So the priority is we can control it by implementing strong network access controls such as firewalls, intrusions, detection, or prevention systems. The second threat is insider threats. This has a medium level of risk. This is due to the outdated software system, which has a high level of risk. We can control it by regularly updating the security patches to mitigate the known vulnerabilities. The third threat is data breaches. This has a high level of security. This is due to lack of access controls, which have a medium level of risk. We can control this by implementing the robust backup and recovery procedures. The fourth one is phishing attacks. It has a medium level of risk. This is because of the unencrypted data, which is a high level of risk. We can control it by training the employees on recognizing phishing attempts and suspicious links. The eighth asset is network infrastructure, which has a medium level of risk. The first threat of it is unauthorized access, which has a high level of status. So, this is due to weak network access control. It has a higher level status and the priority is medium. So we can control it by implementing strong network access controls such as firewalls, intrusion, and detection or prevention system. The second one is data breach. It has a medium level of risk. This is because of insufficient network segmentation of the organization, which has a medium level of risk. So we can control it by implementing proper network segmentation, which can isolate sensitive data and reduce the impact of the breaches. Next is the DDoS attacks. It has a medium level of risk. This is because of the lack of DDoS reduction mitigation. This has a medium level of risk. We can control it by deploying the DDoS mitigation solutions and services to mitigate the impact of the DDoS attacks. So the fourth one is malware infections. It has a low level of risk. This is because of inadequate endpoint security of the system. It has a low level of risk. So we can control it by implementing endpoint protection software such as antivirus or anti-malware to prevent the malwares.
So the second problem will be risk assessment at the company. The company provides management and financial consultancy services and it lists 2 store of 10 store office block. So we will be identifying 8 hazard and we will write down who could be harmed by the hazard. So for the each hazard, the manager will write down what controls and if any were placed in manage in this hazard. And last but not least, we will put this risk assessment into practice and we will decide and record who was responsible for implementing for the further action when they should be done. The first hazard will be asbestos containing materials, which is ACMS. So, who might harm by this is almost all the employees, especially wheelchairs users. It will be make them more vulnerable. So, what are we already doing is the building's landlord has done the ACM survey, and due in the survey we have searched the ACMS in a good condition. So the further action we are taking is ensure the staff are aware of the locations of ACMS and proper procedure to avoid disturbance. And then we will provide additional training for wheelchair users. This action is taken by office manager. Action is done on 4th April 2024 and the action is already done. Second hazard is slip, trips, and falls. So these slip, trips, falls, slides on stairs, uneven flooring, or even congested paths could cause any injury to any member on the workforce, especially wheelchair users also. This might increase the risk due to the potential obstacles. So what we already did is we are doing the regular cleaning and maintenance of the floor. The future action we can take is implement measures such as installing handrails on the stairs and ensure the walkway are always clear of the clutters. So this action is taken by facilities management team. This action is done on the 2nd April 2024. This action is already done. The third hazard is fire hazard. Smoke or fire could cause injury to any employee, especially the wheelchair users. They need extra help to get out of the building. So, what we already doing is we are doing the frequent evacuation drills and personal training are conducted. The further action which is necessary is make sure the wheelchair users can access the evacuation routes and fire exits. And another thing, we can educate the wheelchair users in a particular fire base, and this action is taken by health and safety officer. They, this action was taken on 2nd May of 2024. This action is already done.
So the fourth hazard is electrical hazard. So who might be harmed and how? So electrical shocks or flame that caused by malfunctioning wiring or equipment that could endanger every employee. So what are you already doing? So electrical system and equipment should undergo routine maintenance and inspection. So the action for this asset is make sure that every electrical appliance is excellent operating order, and also make sure that it has passed the PAT test, and also give instruction on electrical safety protocols is the best action that we can take for this electrical asset. So facilities management team is took action for this hazard, And asset this action for this asset successfully done on 3rd April 2024. So the fifth asset is ergonomic asset. So who might be harmed and how? Because of the improper workstation ergonomics, musculoskeletal problem could affect every employee. The problem is something related to the muscle and bone. So what are you already doing? We are offer a movable ergonomic furnishing and equipment. So the best action that we can take for this ergonomic asset is access each employee's workstation, taking into account the wheelchair user and make the required modification to improve the ergonomics. So health and safety officer uh, took this ergonomic asset on 15 April 2024, and this asset was is not complete due to the financial constraint. So the following hazard is biological hazard. Who might be harmed and how? So exposure to infectious diseases could affect every member of the staff, including the wheelchair user. So what are you already doing? We can adopt a hand sanitizer and promote vaccination and follow some hygienic guidelines, which can help the staff and employee. So the best action for this biological hazard is verify adherence to the most recent health recommendations for COVID-19 prevention. If more recommendations that are required, give the wheelchair user extra ones. So office manager took action on 7th May 2024 for this biological hazard, and this action was successfully done, um, were done smoothly without any problems.
Next, I'll be continuing the seventh hazard of the company, which is access and egress hazards. This is to wheelchair users due to inaccessible paths or impediments. They may feel experience difficulty to getting to certain regions or living in an event of emergency because of their wheelchair. So we are doing to make sure that the user have access to all the exit routes. What are the actions done is to comprehensive accessibility audit and implement the required changes to enhance the wheelchair users' access and egress. It is actually done by the facility management team. It was done on 7 May 2024. It is not complete because of the financial concerns of the company. The eighth hazard of the company is chemical hazard. So all the employees of the company are exposed to dangerous cleaning agents on their daily life in in their company surroundings. So we should clip the cleaning supplies in a safely closed cabinets. So the further action that can be done is to give the proper instruction on how to handle and dispose the dangerous materials safely, and we must make sure that the substitute non-toxic cleaning supplies on hand. It is actually done by the health and safety officer. So the action was done on 1st April 2024, and currently the status of the action is completely done. All in all, conducting a comprehensive risk assessment within an organization can lead to identify, evaluate, and reduce the potential threat to an operation, assets, and stakeholders of a company, which can also systematically analyze various internal or external factors, which might include technological vulnerabilities, regulatory compliance, financial risks, and human factors, which can actually the organization can proactively address potential issue before they can grow into a bigger crisis. Furthermore, a true risk assessment might enable informed decision making, resource allocation, and implement of robust risk management strategies, which can safeguard the organization's reputation, continuity of operations, and long term sustainability. That's all from us. Thank you.